It seems as if everything in the world revolves around money, and the more money you have, the more powerful you are. Not for nothing, there is the saying, money rules the world. This is even more true when it comes to how rich a country is. Top 10 today, the 10 richest countries in the world. Before we get started, we'd like to note that in this list we're referring exclusively to a country's total wealth, not its GDP. Number 10. Australia with 10,649 billion US dollars. This incredible fortune is largely due to the high raw material deposits in the country. Australia has the largest deposits of uranium, zinc, and lead in the entire world. The country in Oceania is also in the process of becoming the world's largest exporter of hard coal. In the export business, Australia benefits particularly from its proximity to the countries of Southeast Asia, especially China. Number 9. Italy with 11,512 billion US dollars. It might surprise you a bit because Italy's national budget is not exactly known for being very rich, but in terms of total wealth in the country, Italy is extremely wealthy. Most private households have only a small amount of debt and are very wealthy, especially in the northern part of the country. This is a result of the country's multifaceted, successful economy. Notable among these are the banking, automotive, and pharmaceutical industries. Number 8. Canada with 12,362 billion US dollars. But why is Canada so rich? Short answer, raw materials. Canada is a very resource-rich country and the largest producer of zinc, uranium, and sulfur in the world. Likewise, the country in the north of America ranks third in the world in the mining of aluminum, titanium, gold, and lead. But the export of crude oil also plays a major role in Canada's economy. In 2021, crude oil accounted for around 19% of Canada's total exports. The country's largest trading partner is the neighboring United States. Number 7. India with 14,225 billion US dollars. This may also surprise many of you, but India is a country of extreme contrasts. On the one hand, many poor and undernourished people, but on the other hand, many super-rich people in megacities like Mumbai or New Delhi who turn over billions of dollars every year with their companies. This, in combination with the incredible population of 1.4 billion, makes the 7th place in this list. Number 6. France with 16,159 billion US dollars. Compared to other countries, France is a rather resource-poor country. But on the other hand, France is an industrial nation and extremely successful in areas such as telecommunications, aviation, automobile manufacturing, and pharmaceuticals. The country in Central Europe is also very successful in the financial and banking sectors. In addition, France is one of the most visited countries in the world, which also has a very good effect on the economy. Number 5. United Kingdom with 16,261 billion US dollars. The British economy is one of the strongest in Europe. At the time of the British Empire, Britain was the largest colonial power in the world, and the economy was largely based on the procurement of raw materials from the occupied colonies and industrialization. Today, industry is no longer as important as it was then. Instead, finance plays a major role in the British economy. London is one of the most important financial centers in the world, and many large banks are located here. London is also the city with the most billionaires in the world. Number 4. Germany with 17,489 billion US dollar. Germany is the most economically powerful country in Europe. But why is Germany so rich? Well, Germany is an export country because just like France, it is rather poor in raw materials. The biggest part of exports are machines, chemical products, and of course, cars. German cars are known for their high quality and are therefore in demand worldwide. In addition, the service sector is very important in the German economy and accounts for more than half of the total economic output. This includes especially banks and insurance companies. Before we get to the top 3, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it so far and subscribe to our channel to never miss a video in the future. But now let's continue. Number 3. Japan with 25,692,000,000,000 US dollar. Japan is one of the wealthiest countries in the world, but this was not always the case. Shortly after the Second World War, Japan's economy was in ruins and the country technologically backward. But within a few decades, however, Japan developed into the economic world power it is today. This is mainly due to the highly developed car and electronics industry and their export. Today, Japan is the measure of all things when it comes to modern technology. Number 2. China with incredible 85,107,000,000,000 US dollar. China has experienced a veritable economic miracle over the last 40 years. Before the economic opening in 1978, China was considered a backward peasant country. But from then on, the country opened its economy to Europe and America and became the world and economic power it is today. China is the country with the most exports in the world. The largest share of these exports are machinery, clothing, and electrical appliances, such as smartphones and televisions. Unlike Japan, China is also rich in raw materials and natural resources. These include coal, oil, and natural gas. Nevertheless, it must be said that not everyone in China benefits from the enormous wealth. Especially in the countryside, many people live in great poverty just as they did back then. China is probably the country with the greatest difference between rich and poor in the world. Number 1. The United States of America with unbelievable 145,793,000,000,000 US dollars. USA is by far the world's largest economic power and accounts for 31% of the world's total wealth. Isn't that incredible? But the question is, how did the United States get so rich? Well, the US pioneered efficiency and capitalism earlier than anyone else. With Fordism, established by Henry Ford, it was possible to mass produce on an industrial scale after the First World War in a way that had never been done before. Moreover, there was no need to rely on other countries for this, since the United States had a lot of raw materials. The land of opportunity was also an oasis for companies and immigrants due to the prevailing free market economy. Unlike in the past, the US is now considered less of an industrial nation. Instead, the service sector accounts for more than 75% of the total economy. Many of the world's largest companies are based in the United States. Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon are among them. That was top 10 with the 10 richest countries in the world. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that we will see each other again at the next video. Thanks for tuning in and see you next time.